those are your clients. Those are your internal clients, and you need to treat them as such, okay? You need to be responsive. You need to keep them updated. You need to What's up, you guys? It's your girl Angela with The Aspiring Boss. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be paying it forward and giving some advice to you baby lawyers out there. Now, I know what you're thinking. Girl, you're only just now a fourth year. You're finishing up your fourth year. You're a junior attorney as well. Let's not act like you've been practicing 20 years. That is true. But I've learned a little bit along the way, okay, my 4 years. And I just wanted to give some advice to you baby lawyers out there who just started your jobs or about to start your jobs or going to be graduating from law school soon. Or for any of you guys who are just extra prepared in law school or college and want to know some tips for when you do start your career as an attorney, all right? But, before we get into that, I have two things that I need to address, okay? The first thing is, you guys, we hit 2,000 subscribers. Oh my God, you guys, I am just so excited for the channel and the growth that this channel is starting to see. You guys, we did it. And I mean, we did it because this would not have happened without you guys liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. All of that lets YouTube know that I am pushing out some good content, and then they start to push it to other people. So thank you guys. That leads me into the second thing. You may or may have not noticed, because I don't know where they placed them, but there are now ads on my video. And you know what that means. The Aspiring Boss is now monetized, you guys. I am just so happy, so excited about finally hitting the monetization requirements for YouTube. So as you guys know, I've been doing YouTube videos every single week. Every single week. I have not missed a week for almost a year, you guys. And I've been doing this, you know, with no monetary gain. I have met some great people. I have gotten a lot of positive feedback from a lot of you guys, and I have, you know, kind of shared my advice to you guys, which if you guys have been watching my channel for a little bit, you know I'm all about mentorship. So I have gotten that kind of gratitude for it, but no monetary gain from what I've done so far. And so it is just a really great feeling to finally get here. As you guys know, that there are some weeks where I'm working 60-hour+ weeks, you guys. On top of that, I have home and family life. And then on top of that, I'm trying to invest in real estate. So I have a lot going on, you guys. And so to put out these videos every week sometimes can be very tough because my availability, my time is just very limited. And so now that we're getting some ad action, now that we're getting some monetization, it is just another way for me to build another stream of income. Because as you guys know, I have law school debt your girl is trying to pay off, and I would love if YouTube helped me do that. So please don't skip through the ads, okay? Help your girl out, you know, show your appreciation for the content that I'm pushing out in the channel by watching the ads, guys. So without further ado, let's get into the advice that I have for you baby lawyers out there. So the first tip is one of the most important, okay? In my opinion. When you get to that firm, I want you guys to remember to treat everyone with respect. Don't get the lawyer title, don't get the JD, don't get the Juris Doctorate, and start acting like you're larger than life, okay? Treat all of the support staff with respect, okay? Nothing just grinds my gears more when people treat legal assistants, secretaries, paralegals, the janitor, anybody like they're less than, or don't acknowledge them and treat them like they're just as important as the attorneys, you know, within the firm. First of all, support staff are secret weapons, okay? If you get in with the right support staff, they know everything about the firm. They know all the tips and tricks. They know everything. For when you first get there, they can help you maneuver through that firm like no one else can, okay? They are great people. Honestly, some of my favorite people at my firm are support staff. Okay, second thing, no one expects you to know everything starting off. Heck, some of them don't expect you to know much, okay? I've said this on the channel before, and I'm sure you guys have heard this from other people before, but law school does not prepare you to practice law. It teaches you critical thinking. It teaches you, you know, how to take a law school exam. It preps you for the bar exam, but it does not teach you how to be a practicing lawyer, okay? Your firm, your experiences will be what teaches you how to practice law. So when you go into that law firm on the first day, they don't expect you to have it figured out. It is okay to not know anything, because you will learn. With experience, with time, you will learn. And those same things that you're freaking out about on that first week that you can't figure out will be absolutely nothing to you, you know, by the end of that year, or, you know, in a couple years. That's just what it is. But I will say you will be freaking out about new things, because with more seniority comes more responsibility, and, you know, then you're going to be doing more, you know, substantive, harder work. But for now, just realize that you don't have to know everything. So the next piece of advice is something you will hear other people say as well, but the attorneys you work with and basically for are your clients, okay? We have external clients, we have internal clients. Internal clients are the partners you work with, the senior and mid-level associates that you work with. Anybody that you work with that is kind of assigning you work and that's a little bit more senior than you and you're turning things into them, those are your clients. Those are your internal clients, and you need to treat them as such, okay? You need to be responsive. You need to keep them updated. You need to seek feedback from them and seek help. Okay, so the next tip is find a mentor. And I know you guys have probably heard this before, but I'm gonna break it down a little bit more specifically than what you normally hear. So finding a mentor, right? You might already have a mentor, but when I say find a mentor, you need a mentor within your firm. And you need a couple mentors. You need a partner or shareholder mentor. You need somebody with some pull within the firm to be your mentor. So not only can they teach you, but they can champion for you within the firm, within the higher ups in the firm. And when decisions are being made about compensation, employment, partnership later on, you need someone who will champion you. Not only do you need a partner mentor, you need a mid-level or senior associate mentor. These are the people that are really going to teach you. And that's because these are the people you're gonna probably work more closely with. You're gonna be more comfortable asking them the silly questions, and they've been where you've been not that long ago. Some of these partners have been practicing for 30, 35 years, and they learned how to practice law, back when there weren't even computers, okay? So you wanna connect with a mid or senior level associate because they remember what it's like to be in your shoes. Like whenever I work with the first year, I know exactly the feelings that they're feeling. I remember them like they were yesterday. I can kind of anticipate what they might be thinking, what they might be wondering, what they might get stumped on. And so I can mentor them a little bit better than say a partner who's a little bit more removed from the associate experience probably could. Okay, this next one, I'm talking to me when I'm talking to y'all, okay? Start with good billing and time habits, okay? For many of you guys, you're gonna be working at law firms where you have to record your billable time. This is how lawyers get paid, right? Clients pay for our time that we spend working on their matters. So billing is super, super important for the firm, but it can also be one of those administrative tasks that you just don't like to do. So my advice, and I didn't do this, they told me to and I didn't listen, but my advice is start with good billing habits, okay? If you can, write your time out every single day and get it entered, because you guys, there's nothing worse than at the end of the week or God forbid at the end of the month trying to remember what you spent your time on. Do it day by day and it becomes a habit and you're just used to it, and that is, a course of your work day. Okay, this next one is huge, okay? Huge, huge, huge. When you start as a first year at a firm, for most people, it's hard for you to get work as a first year, especially on the transactional side. I can't really speak for litigation because I've only been a transactional lawyer, but a lot of times you start and there's deals going on. It's kind of hard to throw someone in a deal. Sometimes getting work can be hard for various reasons. It's hard to get in on transactions. People have to know you to know to give you work. Like there's just a lot of factors that go into it. So it can be a process. One of the major things in your first year is about finding sources of work. So for most people, there will be a lot of downtime. So here's what you should not do in that downtime. Do not freak out about whether you're gonna get fired because you're not billing anything. This is a course that most people go through, firms expect it. So do not spend your time worrying about it. Here's what you do. You spend your time letting people know you're looking for work, putting yourself out there for potential work sources, and use that time to self-study, you guys. Once you get a good few sources of work, you're never gonna have that time back that you had as a first year associate when you were kind of twiddling your thumbs looking for something to do. So not only are you busy, you're also trying to learn. There's some self-study that's involved with the practice of law. And so while you have downtime, familiarize yourself with things that are gonna help you in that practice area. Like I said, do not spend your time worrying or just Googling things and just, wasting the time. Use that time to self-study because you will never get that type of time back after you get into the full swing of working in a law firm. Trust me. Okay, so this is a big one. And mind you, I'm still working on a lot of things that I'm telling you about, but don't rely on the fact that a senior associate or a partner is going to look at your work before it goes out the door. Although that is the case, you want to try to give it to the person who's going to be reviewing it as complete as possible. If you have questions, ask them. If you have questions, look up things, okay? Don't just put something together and then send it because the partner or the senior associate is going to review it before it goes to the client. You want to make it as perfect as you can before it gets to the person that's going to review it. It makes you look good and it makes the partner or associate's life easier And that, my friend, is probably the most valuable thing about good associates. Okay, this is another big one. Okay, so I mentioned this before, but sometimes it's hard to get junior associates in on matters because there's just so many moving parts. So a lot of times you'll find that you get assigned like little one-off projects, and you don't really know the big picture of the deal or the matter that's going on. You just know you're drafting, for example, a bill of sale, but you don't really know anything about the transaction. Take the time to learn about the full picture of the transaction, even if you're only doing a piece of it. It's good exposure to that work. It's good exposure to those type of matters, because at some point you will be the one drafting the big documents, and you should have an understanding of what you're doing, even if you're only doing a small piece. And you guys, here's where you take yourself back to that law school life, okay? Here you need to be using those critical thinking skills. Think outside of the box. Sometimes you will be given forms and things like that. Don't just take the form and copy and paste. Really sit and think about what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish. You will impress the partner or associate that you are turning the work into. I promise you. And full disclosure here, this is something I had to work on. I would just, kind of be like a robot and want to, adopt what I've seen somebody else do, instead of really just taking the time to take it in and think about it and comprehend what we're trying to accomplish. And so in my opinion, that is huge, and it will set you apart from other associates. So write that one down, save it, screenshot this, whatever you need to do, but that's really important. Okay, this next one, I said the last one was huge. This one is huge. Are y'all with me? Are y'all here still? Are you with me? If you're with me, let me know, type I'm with you in the comments. Okay, so do not, I repeat, do not fall into the nice salary trap. Some of you guys, especially if you're like me and went straight to a firm, went straight to a large law firm, you're gonna go from 0 to 100, okay? You're gonna go from broke college/law student to lawyer making some coins, okay? Don't fall into that trap. Just because you see other people at the firm with nice cars, nice big homes, nice fancy clothes, don't fall into that trap, okay? Because what you will find is some of those people have trust funds and no loans and certain things to fall back on, or don't have the same financial goals as you. Just think about your financial goals. Think about what you want your life to look like. That's a major, 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 major key. Okay, so with this next one, I'm just gonna tell you right now, do as I say, not as I do, because there can be some people watching this video like, girl, take your own advice. I'm working on it. But take a vacation, okay? I feel like most associates that I talk to really struggle with this one because, we have billable hour requirements that we need to meet. Life is super busy, work is super busy. We always got a deadline, we always got something. Figure it out. Take a vacation. You need one. And again, do as I say, not as I do, okay? If you know me and you know I haven't taken a vacation this year, mind your business, okay? I'm trying to teach these people not to make the same mistakes that I did, okay? Okay, we just gonna move on from that, okay? Okay, so this is another one of those do as I say, not as I do, because I struggle with this. But don't beat yourself up about mistakes that you have made, okay? And control that self-doubt, okay? Control it, because if you let self-doubt get in, it's just detrimental in so many ways. If you make a mistake, learn from it, try not to do it again, and move on, okay? You're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. People who've been practicing for 40 years make mistakes. So you as a first year or second year attorney, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's fine, because you're gonna learn from it and you're gonna move on. Capiche? Capiche. Y'all, I'm really calling myself out with these next ones, okay? Because I got a little list over here that I wrote down. I was just thinking about it and I just wrote them down so I didn't forget. And I'm calling myself out, y'all. I am really calling myself out. But next tip is set boundaries. Set boundaries, y'all. Like, I can tell y'all stories about me being afraid to go to sleep because I think I'm gonna get an email from a partner. With the exception of, like, you have a closing the next day, it's a rush. If you're a litigator, you have court the next day, there's a deadline, you gotta get this motion filed before a deadline. Set boundaries, you guys, because if you don't, you will literally run yourself ragged. People will push you to the limit. They will take, Well, actually, one of my friends just sent me this quote and I just loved it. And she said, just remember, no one cares enough about you to care about you. A word, okay? A word. So write that down. Okay, this next one is for you guys who intern, at big law firms and the summer associate thing, which, you guys, some of the best times of my life. Summer associate life and real associate life is not the same, okay? All those fancy dinners, all the people coming and trying to get to know you and take you to coffee and all that. On day one when you show up, they're gonna do a little orientation. They're gonna take you to your office, give you your badge, give you a little handbook, and then it's on you, okay? So you're gonna have to put yourself out there to really be known and meet people in your firm. And there's so many ways you can do this. Ask people to coffee. Stop by people's offices. Obviously, you know, once COVID calms down and everybody's back in the office, go to firm meetings. Firms hold CLEs and things like that. Go there, talk to people. I know this is a big thing in firms and any kind of corporate place where, you know, they celebrate birthdays every month. Go to those things, get to know people, and put yourself out there. And that way people at the firm know you, you're involved in the firm, and that's a good way to meet people to get work sources, okay? I just wanted to put that out there because I feel like in summer associate life, internship, like people make a huge effort to, you know, make sure they meet you and talk to you and get to know you and give you assignments. And that is because they're trying to woo you to come to the firm. And once you start at the firm, you know, they got you. And it's not that they don't care about you, but life has to go on, okay? People are busy working on matters and dealing with clients and things like that. So it's just going to be a different experience. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up for y'all who think that summer associate life is like work life. No, you're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to seek work, and you're going to have to make yourself known in that firm on your own. Okay, so the next thing is try to avoid silly mistakes as much as possible. Y'all, nothing pisses me off more than when I draft something and I spell somebody's name wrong, or I put the wrong date, or just something silly, because you know what that does? It just negates all the work you put into it, because it just looks like you were being careless or you were sloppy, and really you spent hours in this document trying to perfect the document, and then you make a really silly mistake. Full disclosure, I still do this sometimes, and I just kick myself every single time I do it. So my advice to try to minimize that is just kind of read the document one more time just to make sure you didn't make any silly mistakes. Maybe walk away from it and come back with fresh eyes, because sometimes your eyes just get trained to fix it in your head, and so you don't really see it. But yeah, try to avoid making those silly mistakes, especially as a junior. Sometimes you're not really doing super substantive work, because sometimes, you know, to get to a point where a partner feels like they can trust you with more responsibility, you need to kind of, you know, ace the easier, you know, less substantive work to kind of prove yourself. Okay, so this is the next one, and I can say that I've never done this, but I've heard of people doing this. Don't miss deadlines, you guys. Don't miss deadlines. And I get it. It can be really hard to juggle between someone asking you for something and another person asking you for something. My advice to never miss a deadline is to manage expectations. Make sure people know what you're doing. Make sure you're honest about what your workload looks like. And make sure you stay in communication with people about where you are in the process of the project. If you have follow-up questions and if it's going to take more time than expected, let them know. But yes, just manage expectations and be in communication, because missing deadlines, honestly, is just, it's a bad look, okay? And especially if you're working with somebody for the first time and you miss a deadline, they're likely not going to ask you to do any work ever again. Like, it's that serious. But yeah. All right, so the next thing is network and make connections. You guys, the law firm space is a very entrepreneurial space, okay? You have to, at some point, get clients and bring clients into the firm. Even if you don't have your own firm, if you become a partner in a firm, you're an owner in that firm, okay? And so you, as a partner, you have a responsibility to bring in clients, okay? So yeah, when you first starting out, you know, as an associate, yeah, you're not expected to bring in clients, but at some point you're going to be expected to bring in work if you stay with that law firm. So what do you need to do? Build connections, build relationships as a junior. If you think about it, this makes sense, right? As a young attorney, you will meet people, people will move around, people will jump around, people will go in-house, where they'll have the ability to hire a law firm. Hey, I have a friend who works at a law firm and does this type of work. My company needs this type of work. Or you'll have people who start their own businesses and they need lawyers. Or you have people that don't do the type of work that you do and will send referrals for the type of work that you do. It's just so many opportunities to get clients, but you have to have relationships, you have to have connections, and those connections don't magically happen. They're built over time. So the earlier you start making connections and networking, the better you kind of have a source of people that could be potential clients, you know? And one thing to think about, it's not like in a predator type of way. You don't just go meet someone and hope that they become a client one day. You make genuine connections with people, and things just happen, you know? But you cannot even get to the point where you're bringing clients, you know, organically if you don't talk to anyone and you don't meet anyone. So just something to think about. All right, so the last one is so important, and that is pay it forward, you guys. Pay it forward. As you grow in your career, there will be first years that come after you, second years that come after you, that need guidance, that need help help them, you guys. Be there for them, be a sounding board, be a mentor for them, you guys. You know what it's like to be in that position, to be nervous, to feel like you don't know anything. So once you get to that point where you're, you know, a little bit more confident and you've got your bearings, please pay it forward to those who come after you. If you guys think about it, this is a huge reason why I started this channel. I am a person who vividly remembers the feelings that I felt in law school. I was just so scared and so nervous. I wanted to do so good and wasn't always sure of myself and sure of my abilities. And now that I look back on my law school experience and I talk about it with you guys, I seem very confident and I aced law school and killed law school and got all these job offers. But I remember what I felt like at that time, and I was not this confident person. I felt like this channel is a perfect platform to be what I wish I had in law school, and that's somebody to just tell me things that I might not know and explain things to me that I might not know, and just be kind of like a mentor to me and help me through the experience. So that's what I try to do on this channel. It seems to be working. I get a lot of messages from you guys, and y'all, those messages, they mean so much to me. Like, it is a really good feeling to know that I am paying it forward and that my advice is actually making an impact on you guys' life. So I encourage you guys, for when you get in new spaces and have graduated to certain levels in your legal journey, to do the same thing and pay it forward. And honestly, I have some kind of things in the work. I'm trying to think about a special platform or something to be able to continue to mentor you guys, or to go a little bit more one-on-one. Obviously, I have a super limited time. But I've just been trying to play around with some ideas of how to kind of build out this brand a little bit and be able to have a little bit more one-on-one time with you guys, or a little bit more specialized time. I'm just trying to figure out how that might work, what that might look like. But with that, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. Like I said, I might have to do a part 2 because I still got a lot more advice, but this video is getting way too long. If you're still watching, thank you so much for watching all the way through. Thanks for watching the ads for your girl. Go ahead and give this video a like. And if you are not subscribed yet, sis, bruh, you watched the whole video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.